Good morning, everyone. I'm Jin-Bin from Client Briefing and Program Management Lab at Hanyang University. I'm pleased to present our research titled Effects of Visual Fidelity on Task Performance and Mental Workload in Immersive Virtual Environments. It is not surprising anymore that immersive virtual environment brought significant advantages in construction and building sectors. In particular, it provides various immersive one-on-one scale and physical constraint-free simulations like without planning the building and construction. Especially in indoor space simulation, it enables to conduct pre-occupancy evaluation. Despite of these advantages, prior studies often overlook the importance of visual quality. Visual quality plays a key role in the virtual environment, which affect on not only sense of presence and realism like virtual perception, but also cognitive load and cyber sickness as human perception. And those variables are directly impact on user experience during virtual environment. In addition, user experience closely related to performance, well-being, and satisfaction in virtual experience. And those features considered as a critical variables in indoor space simulations and pre-occupancy evaluation. So this study aims to investigating the relationship between visual quality and users' task performance and mental workload as a beginning of this research project. And the following research questions were derived. First, how different level of visual fidelity affect user task performance in immersive virtual reality in terms of virtual reality and mixed reality respectively. And how different level of visual fidelity affects on mental workload same as well. And the last third one, how does the type of immersive virtual environments influence the relationship between visual fidelity and user task performance and mental workload? The main purpose of utilizing virtual environment in indoor space simulation is replicating the physical space. So our study conducted comparison between physical and virtual environments. The physical space is an L-shaped 15.5 square meter small educational facility. And it has 4 chairs and desks, and 1 window we can see the outdoor sceneries. Based on this physical space, we modeled the virtual environments. The differences between low and high visual quality virtual environments was determined by visual components such as texture, outdoor scenery, and lighting. For the low visual quality virtual environments, we use only color in texture component, and we model directional light in lighting. And there was no outdoor scenario was implemented in the virtual environments. As shown in the figure on the right, the low visual quality virtual environment seems very simple and descriptive. On the other hand, the high visual quality level model very realistic way. So for the texture, we modeled with the albedo, height, metallic, and normal map and occlusion in textures. So it represents very realistic texture. And photorealistic outdoor scenery was implemented in the virtual environment, so users can watch the outdoor scenery realistically. And the lighting, 7 indoor artificial lightings were modeled based on physical space. As shown in the figure on the right, the high visual quality virtual environment seems very realistic as physical space. And for measurement, to obtain the task performance data, we assess the user's cognitive function. The executive function, memory, and attention cognitive figures were measured due to the general work-related variables. Those variables are not biased to the specific or unique work task. To obtain those raw data, we conducted two-back tests, spatial working memory updating, and go-no-go tests, respectively. As an indicator, we calculated learning performance by the equation below. And during this experiment, we calculate mental workload during the measurement, we obtain the brainwave data to calculate mental workload. We use emotives Epoch X Plus EEG device, which has no intervention with head-mounted display as shown in the figure. And the mental workload was calculated by the equation below as well. And for the research procedure, we conducted before experiment and measurement. Before experiment, we explained the purpose and the procedure of experiment, and to check the baseline cognitive function of each participant, short portable mental state questionnaires was performed. And the main scope of this study is investigating the effect of visual quality in virtual reality and mixed reality, respectively. The participants were separated in two groups. The one group is shown in the red bounding box, low visual quality MR, high visual quality MR, and physical space was grouped, and physical space was used as a baseline. And same way, the low visual quality VR and high visual quality VR and physical space was grouped as another. And for each environment, 12 subjects was participated. A total of 60 participants was recruited, and those number was calculated by G-Power software and proved by IRB. During the measurement was performed in random order for each participant to prevent ordering effect. Now the result of task performance. The task performance result shows that there was no significant differences between memory ability, but we found only significant differences in executive function ability in MR environments. And interestingly, we found the significant differences in attention ability in both VR and MR environments. To identify the differences between each two environments, we conducted post-hoc analysis, and the post-hoc analysis shows that there is no significant differences between high and low visual quality virtual environments, but only between physical and virtual environments. And for mental workload, we only found the significant differences during memory ability assessment in virtual reality environments. Now the conclusion. Based on the result in MR environments, it should be carefully considered to conduct the test performance measurement. Because of the significant differences with the physical space, it's hard to prove that there is mixed reality can replicating the physical environment. And the memory ability shows comparable result across real and all virtual environments conditions that to obtain the memory obtain memory ability simulation, all virtual environment can be utilized efficiently. And for attention ability in real environment exceeded that of all virtual conditions. So it should be carefully considered to measure in immersive virtual environment in any conditions. And the most interesting finding of our research was there were no significant differences between high and low visual quality in VR or MR both. So therefore, low visual quality virtual environments preferable to prevent fewer side effects such as cyber sickness or higher cognitive load. Now we suggest some future directions. Because of the small sample data set, the validating the finding with a larger and more diverse sample across various demographic groups are required. And since the research objective came from the relationship between visual quality and user experience, investigating how visual fidelity in virtual environments influence emotional experience, sense of presence, and user satisfaction should be explored. And since the biggest differences between mixed reality and virtual reality is interaction between the physical and virtual environments, the comparable content should be considered to identify. This is our acknowledgement, and thank you for listening.